Welcome to Preserving the Pantry, where I talk about everything related to food preserving. I am your host, Kathy Burgett.
Welcome back to the pantry. I am so glad that you are here with me again today. Today, we are going to be digging into our deep freezers and using up some of that produce that we froze last summer. In this case, it's frozen raspberries. I still have an abundance in my freezer, which I love using this time of year. But no worries if your freezer is empty. You can always buy frozen raspberries at the grocery store, or in the middle of summer, when raspberries are in abundance, you can use fresh raspberries. There are just a few changes when you're using the frozen raspberries versus the fresh raspberries, but they're very minimal. And as always, I will include a direct link to this recipe in the show notes page, so you can go there and get all the information that you need. For this recipe, you are going to need an electric ice cream maker and a large sieve, and the sieve is used to strain the raspberries and separate the pulp and the juice from the seeds. We don't want the seeds in this sorbet. You will need 4 cups of frozen raspberries, which is about 20 ounces. It's okay if you have a little more or a little less. Don't worry about that at all. The first thing you have to do is place those raspberries into a large bowl, and we're just going to let them thaw. I like to just let them thaw at room temperature. It can take a little while for that to happen. You want them fully thawed before we go to the next step. You're also going to take your sugar and a 1/4 cup of hot tap water and mix those together. We're going to be dissolving the sugar completely in that water. And what I do is I stir it together, I leave and come back, stir it again until it's fully dissolved. And then we're just going to set that aside. Once your raspberries are fully thawed, you're going to pour the raspberries and all of that juice that came out into the sieve that's sitting over another large bowl. Most of that juice is just going to run right through there, but you're still going to have some of the raspberry pulp that's just sitting on top of that sieve. I usually take a plastic soup ladle, and I use the bottom of that soup ladle and put it right into that sieve and then make a circular motion. I could just go around and around and around, and it just pushes all of that goodness right from the raspberries through that sieve, leaving the seeds behind. You want to get all of that out so you just pretty much have some dry seeds left. You're going to discard those seeds, and to that raspberry puree that you have in the bowl and juice, you're going to add that sugar water. Make certain that the sugar water is fully dissolved. Oops, I forgot to tell you, you're also going to add 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. You can add that now, or you can add it while you are dissolving the sugar. The lemon juice helps make a bright taste to this. It also helps keep those raspberries that beautiful color. Then we're going to pour this into our ice cream bowl. I use a Cuisinart ice cream mixer, and the bowl has to be frozen for at least 12 hours before you use it to make ice cream or sorbet. I usually just leave mine in the deep freeze so that it's ready anytime I'm ready to make ice cream or sorbet. Pour it in there and then turn your ice cream maker on, and it takes about 20 minutes depending on your ice cream maker, and you want that to start to be in a really soft frozen state. It's more like a soft serve ice cream at this time, but you let it really keep going until that ice cream or that sorbet has begun to form. Then I quickly remove it from the ice cream bowl into a freezer safe bowl. I use a silicone spatula and just try to get as much out of that as I can. Sometimes it freezes to that side of the bowl pretty well, but I just figured that's my little treat for later. Once you have removed everything from the ice cream bowl, you're going to place that freezer safe bowl into the freezer, and you need to let this continue to harden for another 2 to 4 hours in the freezer before you serve it. Otherwise, it's just going to turn to soup right away. You can let it stay in there for much longer than that, and then you're ready to serve. Now, if the sorbet becomes too hard, just let it sit out for about 5 minutes or so until you're able to scoop it. That's all you need to do. This is such a great recipe, and it tastes amazing. It's just going to put you right back into summertime. All right, everybody, I'll see you next week in the pantry. Enjoy that sorbet. Bye. Thanks for listening, and be sure to tune in again next week for more episodes of Preserving the Pantry.